No, the only thing that's $1 or less is discounted stuff. It's a real struggle out here in Washington State. Okay, sleep streams are really weird. I think people just do them to like record themselves when they're dreaming and like react to it later. I guess that makes sense. Okay, I say like sleeping. Not unless it's for a study. Oh, I don't. Some people, that's what I'm thinking. Like, some people do sleep streams, and then the people that watch the sleep stream are the people that like are also sleeping too. Like that to me, that makes sense. Like if people like tend to like live alone or things like that, or like kind of lonely, they don't want to feel lonely all the way. So they have like their phone or their laptop open watching someone else sleep, and then they fall asleep, and then it's like I'm not alone. That makes sense to me. But just you watching someone go to sleep, unless you're a stalker, that's weird to me. I don't even watch the people I love fall like go to sleep. I don't even know. Like, okay. Sleep streams really weird. Yeah, like overall one USD is like $18 in my country. That is inflation. That's crazy. Okay, can I ask you something? Yeah, sure, shoot. And then how much does a basic worker earn per month? Per month. It really depends on which state you live in. Um, my state, the state I live in, because we have minimum wage, basic minimum wage, but it depends on if you work in like the highest earning city, Seattle. If you like the minimum wage for Seattle, I think is like 20 something dollars, but also the average cost of rent in Seattle is at least a grand. If you're no, at least 1200. That's for a studio. 800 if you basically live in a closet. um, Basically, we're like New York prices at this point. But if you live outside of Seattle, I think the basic minimum wage it could have gotten up. Last time I checked, it was like $17 and some change, 17, $18. So maybe somewhere in between 17 and 20. But I know that like Seattle is like at least 20, 26, something like that. I could look it up. Why am I guessing? There's Google. Seattle minimum wage. Min wage, Washington State. Yeah. Yes, I am. Oh yeah, they get back. That's right. They do go back. I don't know how they get back, but they get back to the town. I don't know why they get back to the town. It's just weird. You escape the devil town and you go back. Okay, so Washington State's minimum wage is about $17.13 per hour USD. But that's not Seattle. Seattle's just one city in my state. Seattle. Seattle's minimum wage is 21.30. So if we do some basic math, I'm not doing it in my head, so I'm gonna use a calculator. I know it defeats the whole purpose of saying basic math and then using a calculator. I don't care, my brain doesn't work today. Let's say 17.13, I think it was. Let's say someone works a 40-hour week. That's 680 before tax. And then there's 4 weeks in a month. So on average, before taxes, someone would make around a little under $3,000 a month. Um, that's living outside of Seattle. But that's before taxes. After taxes will probably closer to be like 2,500 more or less. Yeah. So 27, basically 27.40 a month. That's before taxes. Um, so gross would be somewhere around, yeah, probably like 2,500 a month, more or less. And that's just bringing in. That doesn't include like rent, food, all that. And nowadays, everyone wants internet and cable. But when I was living on my own, I don't even think we had cable. I think we had just internet because I needed it for school. Um, yeah, when I had moved out for like 2 years, I lived with a few people and rent. This was almost 7 years ago, but rent was for a 3 bedroom apartment. It was almost $1,800 a month, and we split it four ways, so it wasn't that much. Um, but I so in my country is 45K. Oh, that's not bad. But I was like, it balances out with cost of living and like cost of food. So I hope that um, the what do you call it? I hope it balances out cost of living and your cost of wage, your living wages. Because if you're like, how much does like basic necessities go for you, King? 45K is basically how much a doctor makes. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But I bet your cost of living is probably a little bit more affordable out there. Like rent can't isn't too high, or um, things like that. 'Cause 45K is a lot in US. If we're like, flipping it on the other side, 45K for USD, that's a lot. But like, what do you call it? It's a lot. Like you can buy a car. Oh shit, yeah, that's nice. But unfortunately, like here, our cost of living is pretty much like, if you're working in Seattle, unless you make well above minimum wage, there's no way you can live in Seattle and work in Seattle unless you have roommates. Because, like I said, unless you live in an apartment that's basically the same size as a closet, um, you're easily paying at least $1,000 a month. And yeah, no, I'm lowballing it because $1,000 is like for a closet. So is a good, decent apartment in Seattle anywhere from 17 to 2,500, and that's if like up to a 2 bedroom apartment. But that's why I don't live in yeah, I don't live in Seattle because it's not worth it for me. And there's a lot of traffic, and Seattle nowadays has a lot of there's a lot of everybody, but there's a lot of homeless people, and most of the homeless people that we have out here are mentally ill or mentally unstable. Like they should be in a mental health facility, but we closed down. I say we, but Seattle closed down like most of their mental health facilities, so they have nowhere else to go. And these people, and then some of them obviously are on drugs and things like that. And that obviously prohibits them from working. But where I live a few dozen miles outside of Seattle, like an hour and a half outside of Seattle. And cost of living is a lot more affordable out here, but it's away from everything. It's like at least 30, 40 minutes driving like 40 minutes driving to um any like inner city, if I should say, like any malls, any shopping centers like that. We have shopping centers, but it's few and far between. Where I live is really rural. Rural. Cost of living is like 4K for a nice place. Transport is about 500. Food is about 1,000, and internet for the TV is about 1,000 as well. Jesus, are those like cheap prices or? I'm trying to do the comparison. Okay, this is why Google exists. Okay, no, huh. Namibia. Namibia. I can't believe I didn't realize that there's two eyes in Namibia. um, I was like, yeah. Do 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 do. Okay. One. Okay. So like a 1,000. Oh, that is that is pretty fairly cheap. Cause like 1,000. Rand, is it pronounced rand? Your currency. That's like 61, $62 USD. That's not bad at all. I might move. I've been I've been looking for places to move. Hey auntie, would you ever move out of country? Maybe, possibly. I would if the price is right. So if the price is right. Okay, cost of living is like 4K for a nice place. No, like those are standard prices, and like food is okay. What about like any African countries? Would you ever move to any? Why are you hesitant? Who? Yeah, you have to experience it. You have to be well traveled. You can't make assumptions and draw conclusions. You can't judge a book by its cover or its propaganda cover. But if you think about it though, if you are in paradise at all times, would you really need to smoke all the time? It'd be good like let's see, standard prices. That's not bad. Yeah. It enhances it. Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna lie, if you want to make a lot of money, we can talk like if you're serious. Depends. Okay, King, you can message me because it depends on what business transaction you're trying to make. But I'm not opposed to it. Not opposed to it at all. I just business pitch. Need to hurry it. No, I've been looking into like other countries and what they look like,